The reason we're not racing at Bathurst this week and are instead at Road America is due to issues with the INI file, which controls how the AI race this track. We are going to be going to Bathurst just later in the season. That said, the pace car would roll off at Road America, and 42 drivers were ready to go racing. Tired Iron and Race Car brought us to the green flag. As it waves, you see everybody going crazy behind them. A couple of cars slow on the grid there as a result of the final corner, but nobody having any major issues there. As we made our way through turn 1, everybody cleanly, you see Tired Iron actually hanging out on that outside line, would lead the first lap. Race Car would be second, and Hars 100 would fall to third and put himself on the podium. Definitely the Concept Cup drivers showing that they deserve to be here is every little bit as the rest of the drivers. As they made their way onto the first lap, taking a replay here. You see Geragini and Raleigh Morton, NASCAR fan, all checking up there, and look at that. There's just no breaking point at all. Quiet Girl, the only female in the GT Planet Fantasy Series, got some contact as well. There you see, that's Niku Driver HC. That's looks like Bane Hamlin 1124. And Duststone having issues on lap 3 on board with Bane Hamlin. Oh, that's sketchy there. Off into the gravel, but still hanging on. Would pull back on the track. Lap 5. Here's Raven. Gets hit from Ferenkisen. Ferenkisen, not sure if there was any issues there or just a missed braking point. Raven, though, gonna have some issues. Tired Iron still in the lead. Race Car trimming down the gap slightly, though. Only 32 laps in this race. This is quite a long racetrack. About lap 10, look through the field. You can see quite a few drivers. The pack is getting quite spread out. The Concept Cup driver is relatively scattered. Not a whole lot really going on. One retirement, however, which would be Geragini after that first lap accident with NASCAR fan. So not what Geragini needed. This is on board. Looking at Niku Driver HC. And this is on board with Race Car. So lap traffic getting in the way here at Road America now. As they made their way, ooh, you see some battling there. Here comes Hars 100 going around the 76. The 7 is going to go around the 76, so Niku Driver HC letting all these guys, all the leaders by. Now that they're on the straightaway, Niku actually able to actually put the gap a little closer together for everybody else. This is good news for Tired Iron, because now he can kind of run away with it for a little bit as we're nearing the halfway point. Meanwhile, Race Car, Harsk, and the rest are all in a pretty tight bunch, tightly bunched pack. You see the gap is changing quite a bit, and Race Car trying to get that gap trimmed down. Here's Tired Iron now, and you see the gap is starting to go down. So definitely some interesting moments in the pit lane there. You see Tired Iron in the lead, and not too much longer from then, it was less than a second of a gap between first and second, and coming to the close to the halfway point, you see Tired Iron and Race Car in the pit lane. So those two are making their one and only stop. You see that would end up giving Mr. Unknown the lead, and Hars 100 second, Doodle third. So as we watch these two make their way down the pit lane, getting their pit service here. You see several other drivers coming in as well. Tired Iron would get off very quickly. For whatever reason, it would take Race Car a very long time in relativity to when they came in the pits to come out of the pit lane. And now you see the rest of the drivers now coming out as well. And after everything was sorted out, pit stops had completely cycled through. Tired Iron was on top again. There you see as the field cycles through on the top left of your screen. See Race Car falling back quite a few positions, obviously as a result of his issues in the pit lane, whatever that may have been. Still only one car retired, only a handful are a lap down. So here as Mr. Unknown trying to go around Tired Iron here for the lead. He goes to the inside. They're going to be door-to-door going off into turn 1. Mr. Unknown can't quite get there. Not going to be able to quite clear him. So, here's Harsk 100. He thinks, okay, Mr. Unknown lost his momentum. Let's try and go for Mr. Unknown now. Well, now Harsk loses his momentum trying to make that pass on that corner. So now it's back to a pretty spread out gap, but Mr. Unknown runs it wide. So now Mr. Unknown running wide as we're within 10 laps to go now. Obviously a lot of hard racing here. People know it's go time, and drivers are definitely starting to think about the chase for the championship. Obviously Tired Iron and Harsk aren't, but Mr. Unknown is wanting to get himself into the final points battle. And then of course Harsk 100 and Tired Iron rivals in the manufacturer teammates, but rivals on the racetrack in a friendly rivalry between the Concept Cup. So there's a championship within a championship, and that's first and second, or first and third. You see the gaps closing ever so slightly every lap they went by. So it's a 3-car battle for the lead at this point. We would come down to 4 laps to go. Mr. Unknown getting attacked here by Harsk 100 as we come into the final couple of laps. Tired Iron still the leader. This is for second place. Mr. Unknown trying to hang on. Harsk 100 really getting the rear in gear there. You see, after a bunch of questionable moves and blunders early on, he's definitely showing as he takes second place. He knows what it takes to get up into the position. He's qualified well, and on these tracks where qualifying is everything, it's really going to start to pay off. See Tired Iron going around lap traffic now. So you have to deal with that as we come down to 3 laps to go. Harsk 100 goes around. Mr. Unknown falling back. Unsure if he'll be able to catch before turn 1. He won't. And you see the battle for second place. Oh, Tired Iron in the pit lane. Tired Iron has just entered the pit lane. The 53 car, your leader, enters the pit lane coming to 2 laps to go. Out of gas, blown tire, broken something. So now all of a sudden the battle for the lead is between Harsk and Mr. Unknown. You see Mr. Unknown throwing it deep into turn 1. He knows that this is all of a sudden for the win. Harsk 100 and Mr. Unknown are going to be door to door, coming to the white flag. 1 lap to go at Road America. Who's going to win it? Harsk 100 on the outside line. They're going to make their way into turn 1. Mr. Unknown on the inside. Door to door. Mr. Unknown to the lead, but Harsk 100 on the outside line. They're still door to door, making their way down into turn 2. Through turn 3. As they're going to be right there. You see the helicopter camera on this final lap. They're still right on each other. Harsk 100 with the lead at the moment, but that could go away very quickly as they make their way into the Calamity corner. They both ran through quite well, but Harsk ran through better as we make our way into the final couple of corners. Here we go off the final turn. Mr. Unknown, is he going to make a move on Harsk 100 as they make their way over the hill? Checkered flag in the air. There's his move. They're going to be door to door. Checkered flag. I believe Harsk 100 got the win. He did. So in a photo finish, Harsk 100 is going to take the checkered flag at Road America. And what a finish was that. You see Mr. Unknown right there on the quarter panel, but just couldn't quite have enough at the end. Great run there for Harsk. The huge upset there. See Mr. Unknown second, Project What third, Fiorenka's in fourth, and BK Glover fifth. That's your top 5. Tired Iron ends up in the bottom half of the top 10. Whitetail in 13th position. Derwinning 25th. Ryu 27th. NASCAR Fan 33rd. Niku Driver HC after that accident early on in 38th. And Jaragini in last place. Only 2 retirements. And there, as the sun decided to come out, is Harsk 100 doing donuts on the front straightaway. Harsk 100 wins it at Road America in a huge dark horse. Nobody would have expected him to take a win, but he does. and a good win at that. The first win for a Portuguese driver in the GT Planet Fantasy Series. That's it for round 13. We'll see you next week in round 14 in the GT Planet Fantasy Series. Thank you for watching.